All right, guys, you are tuned into Knowledgeable Nick, and here's what's happening today. I'm going to share with you 7 years of pursuit of knowledge, what I've ultimately learned in those 7 years. Okay? I've learned a lot in 7 years, and I've ultimately learned it all came down to this one thing, really, is what stood out to me recently. Okay? And I drew it out for you because a picture is worth 1,000 words. Now, I just want to preface, I am not an amazing drawer, so no judging, all right? No judging, all right? This is what most people, including myself, are like. What this picture is, let me just clarify what this picture is. This is an iceberg. The red is an iceberg. The blue is water, all right? On top of the water is what you know, or what you think you know. And what is below the water is what you do not know, okay? Everything that I've learned is up here. Everything that I have yet to learn is down here. And this is what most people think life is like. Most people believe that what they know is up here, and what they don't know is this little bit. So they know most of the stuff, and what they don't know is a very small amount. Now, objectively, if you ask anyone this question, they're obviously going to say that they clearly don't have all the answers, they don't know. But if you check their attitude and their behavior, have you ever ran into, or maybe you're one of the people that they're always dissing on other people. They're always like basically saying in a prideful way, like, man, all these, dude, you're so stupid. It's a green light. Go, you're stupid. You know, what are you doing? Or, you know, like, I can't believe someone would do that. Like, they're so stupid. You know those people that are like, you can just tell by their voice that they know everything. They think that they know everything at a subconscious level. Like just kind of like a judging, condescending, condescending way. Like, I don't know why people do this. I mean, do they even know how this works? I'm sure you know someone like that, and maybe you're like that. What that is literally this. They think they know everything, and they don't realize what they don't know, okay? And maybe comparatively, they do know a lot more than other people. I wanted to share with you guys, I've been learning about a lot of things. There's my bookshelf. If this is your first time tuning in, this is just one of my bookshelves. I got another one right down there. If this is your first time tuning in, I read a lot. And comparatively, so I'm 27, I've spent the last 7 years pursuing a lot of knowledge and trying to learn as much as I can about as many subjects as I possibly can. And the one thing that I've realized after all of this pursuit of knowledge is that life actually looks like this. Now, I wanted to share with you guys that comparatively, I believe that I know more than people my age, not from a prideful standpoint, but just from a reality standpoint, in my humble but accurate opinion, okay? So, and I want to explain this to you real quick. If I've spent more time learning than you over the last 7 years, is it fair for me to say that I know more than you? I think it is, okay? And let's just use an example of like a carpenter, okay? If somebody is a carpenter and they've spent 7 years learning how to be a carpenter, and I have spent 0 years learning how to be a carpenter, or even 6, they know more than I do, objectively, okay? So I have spent the last 7 years learning about relationships, learning about how the financial system works, learning about how human psychology works, learning about spirituality and the Bible and other religions, and how the spiritual world works, and how the how humans behave, what their body language looks like when they feel certain ways, okay? So I've spent time learning about all of this stuff, so it's just fair, not from a prideful standpoint, just to say that I know more about these things than you, okay? And I wanted to share that just because to draw you into the next point here. Now, you may know more about making good YouTube videos, and you're probably judging me saying your YouTube video sucks, which I'm okay with because I'm getting better with that. This is what I learned, and I drew it out for you, in 7 years of pursuit of knowledge. Bam. Most people think that they know so much, and what they don't know is so little, just on a subconscious level. But what I've ultimately realized is this is an iceberg that I drew, and above the water is what I know, below the water is what I don't know. And after learning and learning and learning and learning and learning, I realized that what I know is a very, very, very tiny tip of the iceberg, and the real iceberg is so big it doesn't even fit on the piece of paper, which is a very humbling experience because I spent, at 27, I've spent a quarter of my life now pursuing it as much. I mean, even if we think about school, you've spent most of your life learning about things. You've spent most of your life learning about things, and you may feel like it looks like this, but it really looks like this, okay? There's just a lot of stuff that I do not know, and I am never going to know what this whole iceberg is like. So I got to pick a certain area. I decided to pick finances, psychology, and spirituality are like the three, and human relationships. Those are the areas of expertise that I've decided to excel in. I want to be comparatively better in those areas so I can help you. And what I just realized is, holy crap, I've learned so much about how to have good relationships, how to interact with people, how to talk to somebody in a kind way, how to have empathy. I've learned all this stuff, and it's like when I just sit back and think about all the stuff that I don't know, it's like, holy crap, it's kind of overwhelming. And it's okay to feel overwhelmed with that information. But ultimately what I realized is it's okay. And I wanted to talk about God real quick, just the concept of what God is, because it usually ties into all my videos, okay? In the Bible, it says that God is speaking here, he says, as far as the heavens are from the earth, that's how far my knowledge surpasses your knowledge. And that is exactly, so I'm knowledgeable, Nick, and God's knowledge surpasses my knowledge as far as the heavens are from the earth, which is a pretty far amount of space and distance, all right? And I think it's just important to think about having a symbiotic relationship with God, okay? Even if I know as much as I can, there is like 99.999% of the things are out of my control. I don't know how everything works. And I think we need to come to that healthy level of reality in order for us to have true confidence and to pursue our dreams and goals in life. I want to say that again. I think we need to have a healthy understanding of reality and where we are in the universe in order for us to have success in pursuing our dreams and goals in life. We have to realize that we play a part. We have a symbiotic relationship with God, but we play such a small part in comparison to the scheme of things. And I think we need to give credit to God where God is due credit. And the thing is, I wanted to just share, because I understand that I don't know who's watching this. You may be an atheist. Let's just use God here as a concept. I want to just talk about God from a concept. You may be saying that God is not real, and I totally understand and respect your perspective in that. But let's just talk about God as an idea. So God as an idea is this. God is the source of all consciousness and energy. God is the source of all consciousness and energy. All right? And God is also the designer or creator of our reality. Okay? So in no way, if you just think about this, there is no possible way that me, a created being, could ever have more knowledge than the creator. It's just not possible. If you just like think about that, there's no way I could possibly know more than the creator could. And that's why I think it's important. I always have this bookmark by me. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will make straight or direct your paths. Okay? And I think it's important to have a symbiotic relationship with God, because I have a few pieces of the puzzle, but God sees the whole picture. I'm putting a few pieces of the puzzle in, but God has the whole picture. And it's cool. I encourage knowledge. I encourage you to be smart. I encourage you to pursue knowledge. You are a free thinker. You were created with the ability to think and learn for a reason. That is an integral part of your success in life, but we have to understand that we need a symbiotic relationship with God in order to carry out our mission and our dreams and goals in life. And once we come to a healthy understanding of reality that, holy crap, I really don't know anything, we can give God the credit that God is due. And you and God can work together in a way that provides long-lasting happiness, joy, and a sense of purpose for you. And, God gets credit for being, for his part. It's like this, okay? I have a dream and I want to, let's say my dream is a rental property, okay? I want to get a rental property, all right? And I get a loan from the bank. I create a successful rental property. I am making millions of dollars. I have the big real estate empire, and I never give credit to the banks for all the money they loaned me. That's what it is. It's like a symbiotic relationship. So God is the bank that is providing you with the resources for you to be successful. You should give credit to God. All right? I did it all myself. You know what? Screw the banks. The banks aren't even real. All right? Right? The banks are corrupt. God is corrupt. All right? People can always say that, and it's just our human pride. And once we come to that healthy level of understanding, holy crap, I need God to take care of the big ass mountain underneath the water so I can take care of the peak. And we both get credit. So that's just what I wanted to share with you guys. And one thing I wanted to share is, given all the information that I've learned, I started 2 additional YouTube channels. And I'm being real with you guys. I'm always authentic with you guys. They aren't really getting any views. I decided to try the algorithm and not tell you guys about the channels because I wanted to see if the algorithm would find people, and it seems to not be finding anyone. But this channel that you're watching now is designed for general mindset and attitude to help you succeed on a personal level, spiritually, and from a psychological level, so you can have success in your life. And you can share some of the mindsets that I have and maybe connect to me on a personal level. I have 2 other channels. I have at Better Relationships with Nick, which is specifically designed to help you have, to share the information on interpersonal relationships, whether it be with your boss, your family members, romantic relationships. There may be like dating advice that I've learned on there. How to talk to strangers is one of the videos that I just dropped. And all of that, I think interpersonal relationships is so key in life, and how we have those is crucial for our success. So I wanted to share in a targeted place just for people who are interested in that topic. Now, you don't have to subscribe to that channel. You don't have to watch those videos. I just wanted to let you know that that's out there. And relationship stuff is not really what I'm going to talk about here. It's going to be general spiritual, psychological mindset, success mindset, things that I feel it's very more going to be more personal experiences and things that can help you in a general sense, all right? That other channel is just for relationships, and my third channel is called At Money Moves with Knowledgeable Nick. That one is my specific mindset and attitude and things that I'm doing specifically related to finances and how I am actively making money, mindsets that I encompass, things that I've learned that I wanted to share with you guys, but it's only targeted on making money. So if you are interested in that topic, you can check out that channel. So at Better Relationships with Nick and at Money Moves with Knowledgeable Nick. These are two side channels. On this main channel, I'm not going to really talk about relationships. I'm not going to really talk about money. I'm going to talk about you as a person and how to maybe overcome some things that you're struggling with and things that I've struggled with and can overcome. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Feel free and check those out. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell icon, because if this video was impactful to you and if you had a good experience, my job is to deliver a good experience every single time to you, and you hitting that bell icon ensures you have good experiences in the future. Have a wonderful day, guys. Thank you for watching.